Welcome inside Rogers Center. This is the fourth and final game these two clubs will play this season, and the Blue Jays have won all three to this point, including 2 shutouts so far. Take a look at the lineup for the Philadelphia Phillies. Tony Gwynn Jr. is in center field leading off, and then the DH is Jimmy Rollins. He is 7 for 23 against R.A. Dickey with 5 extra base hits. And then down in the order, Marlon Byrd. He has been able to solve the Blue Jay pitching so far this season. He's 6 for 10 with 3 doubles and a triple. They have to use a new approach tonight against Marlon Byrd. And the right man's on the mound, the knuckleballer R.A. Dickey.
Well, the 39-year-old knuckleballer R.A. Dickey is going to take the hill tonight. He's making his 10th career start against the Phillies. Last time out was his 3rd straight quality start. He held the Pirates to 2 runs through 6 innings, leaving with a 6-2 lead in Pittsburgh. The bullpen did not hold on to that lead in what was eventually an 8-6 Blue Jays loss. But R.A. Dickey's throwing more strikes, working ahead of hitters, and I think that's what helped him succeed in his last 3 starts.
Defensively, in the outfit, it's Cabrera, Rasmussen, and Bautista, and they've all played very well defensively. Juan Francisco at third base, Jose Reyes and Chris Getz up the middle. Edwin Encarnacion is the first baseman, and the catcher is the knuckleball specialist Josh Thole.
Juan Francisco has been a pleasant surprise on defense for John Gibbons. He was just inserted there to provide a little more pop in the lineup in the National League ballparks, but he's doing a good job over at the corner.
Tony Gwynn Jr. starting in center field tonight. Here's the first pitch of the game. It's a fastball in there for a strike. Dickey has done that over his last 4 or 5 starts, used the fastball very effectively.
He likes to sneak that in there. Josh Thole talked about that as well, especially against the Red Sox. He did it a lot because the Red Sox are a team that take a lot of pitches.
The Phillies know Dickey well. R.A., of course, spent time with the Mets. He's pitched well in interleague play, 11-4 in 32 games. This is his 10th career start against the Phillies. Off the glove, inside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Josh Thole's done a great job catching R.A. Dickey this year. He has really handled the knuckleball well, and he likes to give the sign quickly to Dickey and really get him into the rhythm of the game. There's a fastball hit high to right. Bautista has room. Gwynn is retired, 1 down. R.A. Dickey's done a terrific job of keeping the ball in the ballpark this season.
Well, and that's the thing. When he can keep that ball, he's got a little more control of that uncontrollable pitch, and that's what's so ironic about the knuckleball. But when he can work ahead of hitters and get strike 1, he's got that ball doing what he wants it to do, and he can kind of control that a little bit more. When that thing's out of control, he leaves that thing over the middle of the plate, and those are the ones that leave the yard.
Jimmy Rollins, we mentioned his numbers against Dickey, 7 for 23. That's a .304 average. Rollins is the DH as he's battling a groin injury. He was the DH in last night's game. There's a high fly ball to right. Bautista backing up on the track. He's got room, and Rollins is retired. 2 fly ball outs to start the game for Dickey. Another thing that Dickey has improved on recently is cutting down the number of walks.
He has, and that's what's going to be a key for him. And the free passes are what get you. The extra runners on base, and then it's the double or the home run that get you to drive in more runs than he can afford. You can see the little grimace on his face there. He does not want to be a fly ball pitcher here at Rogers Center.
He's got a good record so far at Rogers Center, 2-1. This is his 5th start. He's got a good ERA at 3.12. Pitching at home, Chase Utley, the second baseman, takes the first pitch strike. That's the same approach that Dickey used against the veteran Red Sox lineup, as you mentioned, Joe.
And Chase Utley may be one of those hitters that they've shown in their advanced scouting reports that he may want to see a pitch, so try to steal a strike right there with a first pitch fastball.
Knuckleball upstairs. It's a ball and a strike. Dickey and Thole were teammates with the Mets, and Josh knows him very well. And he knows that there has to be separation in velocity with that knuckleball. There's another hard knuckleball. It's 78. When he gets that knuckle at around 78 to 81, that's when it moves the best. But he seems to be more effective when he mixes in that very slow one as well.
He does, you know. And in talking to Josh Thole, we talked about that early in the season in Tampa Bay. It was kind of really feel pitch. And when he throws it harder, he was actually getting more movement. But at times he was throwing like a 3-1 knuckleball, but it was darting out of the strike zone, and that's not what you want in that count. That's your 1-2 nasty one. So Josh Tholi's got a challenge here to kind of keep that thing in the zone.
There's a line drive down the right field line. That's going to bounce and go up against the wall. Bautista will get it back in as Utley has a stand-up 2-out double. His 12th double of the season. And Chase Utley gets the first hit for Philadelphia.
Well, Chase Utley was in swing mode in a 3-1 count. It was a knuckleball, but it was flat and stayed right on the plate. He jumped all over it.
So Utley's at second for the first baseman, Ryan Howard. Howard did not play in the game last night against Mark Burley. It's a 200 hitter against R.A. Dickey. That first knuckler is down and away for a ball. Howard off to a decent start with the power. 6 homers and 18 RBIs. Not nearly the type of start he was looking for. He's been battling injuries the last couple of years, and he has been a terrific player. He was a Rookie of the Year in 2005, the National League MVP in 2006, Silver Slugger also in 2006, and a 3-time All-Star. Ball and a strike. Strike 2.
Josh Thole does a real nice job with that pitch. That's not an easy pitch to be able to stick right there and give a good look to the home plate umpire DJ Rayburn right there. It's the type of pitch that can take your glove down and out of the strike zone, but you see Thole able to receive that ball and stick it right there.
Check swing tapper to third. Francisco will come in and make a strong throw to end the inning. Howard grounds out to third. Utley stranded. No score. Top half of the first. Hit in the bottom of the first inning, or a Dickey kept the Phillies off the board in the top half of the inning. Let's take a look at the Blue Jays in the lineup. Top of the order, Jose Reyes. And Melky Cabrera. He is off to a great start. He's got 15 multi-hit games this season. That leads the American League. Then down in the order, Colby Erasmus. He's got a 7-game hit streak, and he's doing some damage during that hit streak. He's 10 for 28 with 4 home runs on 11 RBIs, and his stroke is really coming around, and he's hitting well against lefties also.
Now for the Phillies, it'll be 37-year-old right-handed pitcher A.J. Burnett, the former Blue Jays, making his 8th start of the season. Last time out, he beat the Washington Nationals, going 6 innings, giving up just 1 earned run. Since leaving the Blue Jays and signing with the Yankees as a free agent December of 2008, his ERA is over 6 in 9 starts against the Blue Jays, and he is winless at Rogers Center, so this place has not been too friendly to him.
No, it sure hasn't, and he has given up the home runs. He's given up 9 home runs in his last 8 games in this ballpark. For his career, he has a 22-11 record, which is pretty outstanding. Jose Reyes takes that first pitch inside. That running fastball missed the inside corner. Reyes has been swinging the bat a lot better than that 176 average would suggest. He had the Game-winning RBI in the game last night. There's a hot shot gloved by Utley. Reyes' problems continue. He hit that ball right on the button, and Utley turned it into a 4-3 ground out. For the Phillies in the outfield, Dominic Brown, Tony Gwynn Jr., and Marlon Byrd from left to right. Cody Ashley's done a nice job at third base. Freddie Galvis filling in for Jimmy Rollins. Chase Utley and Ryan Howard on the right side of the infield. And Will Nieves gives Carlos Reyes the night off as he handles A.J. Burnett.
Tony Gwynn Jr. had some troubles out in right field, inserted into the game later last night. He had all kinds of trouble with the fly ball by Steve Tallis, and Brian Sandberg going to try his luck in center field tonight.
Here is Melky Cabrera. He takes a strike. Melky Cabrera. A terrific job getting off to a good start this season. Batting at .329 at the start of the game. Changeup. Late movement took it down and away from Cabrera. Cabrera is fourth in the American League with that .329 average. Shin-Soo Choo leads it at .354. Matt Wieters of the Orioles .341. And then Rajai Davis is hitting .330 for the Tigers. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cabrera, 1 out. Jose Bautista is on deck. Been a good stretch of games for Cabrera. There's a line drive that'll get down in front of Marlon Byrd, and the hot bat continues for Melky Cabrera. A 1-out single here in the first.
Well, A.J. Burnett's got 2 curveballs. He came in with a 1 with 2 strikes, but this time he tried to come in with that fastball, and you can see it just come back over the plate enough. Melky Cabrera's all over it.
Melky's 49th hit this season, and he has been on a roll. He trails only Paul Goldschmidt of the Arizona Diamondbacks in that department. Jose Bautista, average right at 300. Goes after the first pitch. What a season Bautista has put together to start. 309 and 21. Look at the on-base percentage.
Well, and as we talked about in the opening, a lot of walks leading the American League due to the struggles in part from Edwin Encarnacion, but that may change a little bit now with Edwin heating up.
Bautista has 34 walks, 8 more than the number 2 man, Carlos Santana of the Indians. But you're right, early on, they just didn't give him anything to hit, and he showed great patience.
That's what he did. He just took what the pitcher gave him and did not try to do too much, and that's what got him on base so much. Now, things will change here. He may start getting some pitches to hit now that Edwin's heating up, and you may see Jose Bautista go off on an offensive rampage.
1-1 pitch. Waved at that breaking ball. You saw Bautista's numbers, .338 for his last 17 games, with Encarnacion behind him on deck. And the way he's swinging the bat lately, Bautista should get a few more pitches to him. Off the plate with that hard breaking ball. Pitchers like Burnett, they've been around and they know how much damage Bautista can do, and it's almost like the Barry Bonds thing. When Bonds was so hot, it didn't make any difference who was hitting behind him. You're going to pitch him the same way, and I think Bautista is a little bit in that category. They're still going to pitch him very carefully. Bouncing ball. Galvis goes to Utley, who barehanded it, made a nice play to complete the double play. Freddie Galvis with the shovel to Utley. He took it barehanded, and the Blue Jays are done in the first.
Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by the 2014 Honda CR-V. Honda, proud to be the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays. And by Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Indoor baseball at Rogers Center. It is still cool in the early spring here. Dickey set to work to Marlon Byrd, the number 5 hitter, and Byrd took a very weak hack at that first pitch.
That's a good one right there. First pitch to Marlon Byrd. He may have been going up looking for that first pitch fastball, but he didn't get it.
311 average because the Blue Jays can't get him out. He's 6 for 10 against the Blue Jays, and he goes after that pitch, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Blue Jays trying to win their 5th straight ball game. First time they've had a 4-game win streak since last June. If they can accomplish that tonight, they'll move a game over 500 at 18-17. Ground ball up the middle. Looked like Dickey tried to throw a fastball by Marlon Byrd, and he is now 7 for 11 against the Jays.
Marlon Byrd doesn't care what you throw up there. He is finding every hole on the field right now against the Blue Jays. See the frustration from R.A. Dickey right there, and that's exactly where the frustration comes from, because when he throws that fastball, he's trying to sneak it by. He's not expecting the hitter to get a swing out of it, and Marlon Byrd jumped on it.
Dominic Brown. Brown has just 2 hits against Dickey and 8 at bats, but he's got a triple and a home run. Phillies are waiting on Brown to really break loose. He's 26 years old. That gets away from Josh Thole. Marlon Byrd moves to second. We mentioned Tolley's done such a great job coming into this game. He had just 1 pass ball. And that's quite an accomplishment when you're catching a knuckleballer.
It is. He's done a real good job with that knuckleball this year. And, you know, when you miss those when there's no runners on base, it's all well and good. But as soon as runners get on base, and especially when you get a runner on third base, you got to really bear down.
Well, the one thing that's difficult for a catcher is you really tell yourself, okay, now you can't let that one get by. But the best way to catch it is to stay relaxed.
Absolutely relaxed. You'll see the hand of Josh Thole. It's almost just hanging. That glove's hanging off of his wrist. So relaxed.
Now 3-1 to Dominic Brown. Well, there's a good knuckleball. Had late movement, and it was darting down out of the strike zone. Will Nieves, the backup catcher, is on deck. Carlos Reyes gets the night off. There's a ball shot down the left field line. Melky Cabrera is not going to get it. It bounces up on the wall, and Marlon Byrd comes around to score the first run of the ball game. So Marlon Byrd, who had an 0-2 base hit on a fastball, moved to second on the wild pitch, scores on the opposite field double by Dominic Brown.
Good piece of hitting by Dominic Brown, too. That ball diving down and away from him, but he stays on that ball. That's off the plate away, and he stayed on that ball and drove it to left field.
So this is just the second inning in the 4 games that the Phillies have scored. They have been shut out twice in the 4 games. The only previous inning they scored was that 5-run 6th inning on Tuesday night in Philadelphia. They've had a tough time swinging the bats. Will Nieves takes a first pitch strike. Nieves is now 36 years old. There's a ball that hits off of Thole. It looked like it was a foul tip, and it was. Nieves checked his swing. The ball hit his bat and then went off Thole. Nieves is from San Juan, Puerto Rico. He was originally drafted by the San Diego Padres way back in 1995. Big cut, and he fouls it straight back. Philadelphia with a 1-0 lead. Leadoff man Marlon Byrd continues to wear out Blue Jay pitching. His leadoff single was his 7th hit in the 4th game against the Jays this season. Another good cut by Nieves. R.A. Dickey has pitched some good ball games against the Phillies. Of course, he spent 3 seasons with the Mets. This is his 10th career start against the Phillies. He has a 3-4 record, but a very good ERA at 2.90. That ball gets away from Tolle, and Nieves strikes out. He says that he's going to foul tip it, and that's why he's staying at home. He's trying to convince the umpire that he foul tipped it. But Tolle jumped on it, and now Ryan Sandberg is out of the dugout. He's going to ask the home plate umpire, DJ Rayburn, about the possibility of a foul tip.
Usually you go by the reaction of the catcher too, and the way Josh Tolle went after that ball made me think that it was not a foul tip, that he just missed it and he was chasing it down. See on the replay, that did not hit the bat. Josh just missed that ball, and that's why he went. You see him right away, he gets out of his crouch to go get that baseball. If that was a foul tip, a catcher would not get out that quickly.
Now the umpires are having a conference. Larry Boa went to the phone, but this is not reviewable. Foul tip, and they're going to just discuss it and see if one of the umpires in the field had a better look, and they're saying no, it indeed is a strikeout. But that's one of the plays that's not reviewable. The hit by pitch is about the only thing that you can review for a batter. That, and to check on the count. If you lose track of the count, you can go to the replay to do your bookkeeping, but you can't review a foul tip.
They could just yell up here to us and ask us.
So Nieves strikes out. Kobayashi takes a big cut and misses.
There's catcher Will Nieves. He got back to his dugout and he's pointing to the spot on his barrel where the ball hit his bat. That's not what we saw. Might have to tell him that might have been a foul ball from another day.
Yeah, which dent was that? I would have a lot of marks on the end of my bat if I'd have taken it over there.
My gamer didn't have any marks on it. You know, Josh Tolle already early here, Buck. He's scuffling with R.A. Dickey's knuckleball. And you can just see right now the way he's receiving the ball. I've not seen him like that this year thus far.
As he fouls it straight back.
And as a catcher, you can really fight the knuckleball. And as soon as you miss a couple, and especially when runners do advance, it starts getting into your head mentally, and you really try to bear down. And as you said, that's probably the last thing you want to do is tense up and try harder.
Dominic Brown at second base. 0-2 pitch. Ashley hits a fly ball to left. Melky Cabrera over quickly, and he makes the catch. 2 down. So Dominic Brown is still at second base. He had the RBI double. Dickey with an 0-2 count came with a knuckleball. He wasn't going to throw another fastball on an 0-2 count right there.
No, he doesn't want to go to that well too often. I think the more you'll see the fastball will be early in the count, maybe trying to, as I said, steal a strike first pitch where you think a hitter may be taking.
2 outs, Philadelphia with a run in here in the second. Freddie Galvis takes one, and I don't know where that one was.
Well, that's the classic knuckleball right there we saw in the zone here. It's there, but with such late action, that did take the glove of Josh Tolle down and out of the zone.
Freddie Galvis batting .051. He's 2 for 39 this season. And Dickey has fallen to a 3-0 count. There he throws him a strike. Tony Gwynn Jr. is on deck. He flew out to right field his first time up. The Phillies have taken a 1-0 lead on the RBI double by Dominic Brown. Cut on and missed by Galvis.
It's a big swing right there by Freddie Galvis. 3-1 count. Getting a real hitter's count, but that's what that knuckleball will do. It will neutralize that big swing.
Another check swing tapper toward third. Francisco takes his time, and that ends the inning. But Philadelphia gets a leadoff single and an RBI double. They've taken a 1-0 lead, middle of the second.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by the 2014 Honda CR-V. Honda, proud to be the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Welcome back to Rogers Center as the Phillies have taken a 1-0 lead. Edwin Encarnacion will start things off in his last 11 games. He's been swinging a red-hot bat. The average is almost 280, OPS nearing 1. Got extra base hits, 8 extra base hits, and 12 RBIs. 11 games. There's a bouncing ball. That is a foul ball. Third base umpire Hal Gibson made a quick call as that ball hit just beyond the bag at third.
And we slowly saw this coming from Edwin. He was hitting some balls hard, wasn't getting anything to show for it, unfortunately. Just to the side of the bag. Real good call right there, too, by Hal Gibson.
Big breaking ball is down and away. It's a ball on the strike.
As Edwin continued to stay in the middle of the field and really staying on the ball longer. When you stay close longer as a hitter, that bat is through the hitting zone longer, and that's really paid him huge dividends, and now the power is coming as well.
And a deep drive to the left. This is number 200. Edwin Encarnacion is on fire.
There it is. We just talked about it. He's staying in the middle of the field, and when he pulls home runs, he's staying on that ball longer, but he's catching it out front. This one just up in the zone, and you do not want to miss to Edwin in that spot right there. He is paying right now to pitchers that are leaving the ball there.
His 200th career home run, and it was a no-doubter. We have seen him in these streaks in the past where he will hit 5 home runs in a series. And he crushed that ball. And evidently they got it back. There's a line drive off the bat of Francisco, and that goes right past Dominic Brown. What deficit? 1-0, a race like that.
When Juan Francisco comes in, he wants to join the party as well. Pretty good sinker right there by A.J. Burnett. The ball is down in the zone, but Francisco, good low ball hitter as a left-hander, and drives that ball in the left center gap.
Juan Francisco can swing it. That was a bullet that got past Dominic Brown before he knew what happened. Second double of the season for Francisco. Adam Lind in his return from the disabled list. Takes a strike. Lind went on to DL with a back problem. You could see his numbers when he was hurt. He played well. He played 4 games in Dunedin. He went 4 for 14. It's a .286 average. He was off to a great start. He'd reached base in 11 of the 13 games he's played in. Way upstairs. Boy, you can hear the buzz in the stadium after the home run by Edwin Encarnacion and then the ringing double by Francisco. This ball club can hit.
And now they've just added another left-handed bat with Adam Lind coming off the disabled list. This lineup only gets stronger.
That gets away from Nieves, and Francisco will go to third. I tell you what, if you're pitching for the Blue Jays right now, you just want to minimize the damage because this lineup's going to score a ton of runs.
That's exactly right, and that's what R.A. Dickey's job will be tonight, just to kind of limit the damage, keep the Phillies at bay. They have not been swinging the bats well as a team, so just try to keep them right there and let the offense go to work.
So Adam Lind now with a base runner at third base, nobody out. A run in on the long home run by Double E. These two pitchers know how quickly the Blue Jays can strike Cliff Lee and Cole Hamels. Started in this series. Cliff Lee was breezing last night, and then he ran into a juggernaut in the seventh. Lind fouls it off. It's now a full count. The Blue Jays have won 7 straight against Philadelphia, and they've outscored the Phillies 42-17. 3-2 pitch to Lind. Bouncing ball that'll score a run. It bounces off of Howard. Francisco comes in, and the Blue Jays have taken the lead. Howard knocked it down, then picks up the RBI in his return to the lineup.
Adam Lind with the right side of the infield back there. Just has to put the ball on the ground for an easy run for the Blue Jays. Good job getting that run home in his first at bat back from the disabled list.
Kevin Seitzer gives his hitters that assignment. Colby Rasmus hits it high and deep to right. Bird at the wall. Goodbye, home run. Stay hot, Colby. That's how you extend your hit streak to 8 straight. Do it in the first swing of the night.
Well, this lineup just has so many weapons, and A.J. Burnett tried to drop a little curveball in there, but it wasn't a real good one. And if you're going to throw a curveball to a left-handed hitter, you had better not hang it belt high in the middle part of the plate or even on the inner half. Colby Rasmus just ran into this ball.
Colby can hit him as far as anybody. Look at Kevin Seitzer. He's all lit up.
This game is fun when my boys are hitting.
Stay right there, Colby. Down the left field line, Josh Tolley just misses extra bases. Rasmus now has 9 homers. That ties him with Jose Bautista for the team lead. You talk about some thunder and lightning. And the teacher is popping his buttons right now.
Oh, it's such a good feeling as a hitting coach. Kevin Seitzer knows what a long process this has been with Colby Rasmus. A really rough April where he just could not figure it out, but things are starting to come for Colby Rasmus, and little confidence, and he's running into some balls.
Josh Tolley gets a base hit up the middle. So the number 8 hitter gets the 4th hit of the inning. 5 hits already for the Blue Jays tonight. We mentioned that A.J. Burnett had a tough stretch of games in this ballpark. Coming into this game, over his last 8 starts, he was 0-3.
It's a little breaking ball from Burnett also, but Josh Tolley, the one thing he did this spring, and in talking with Kevin Seitzer, he said, I need to get back to being myself. And he described himself as just a stay inside the ball kind of guy, use the middle of the field. And he felt that instead of trying to hit home runs, he just wants to get on base, hit for a better average, and he felt that offers more as a backup catcher. And Josh Tolley's done a good job of that.
Chris Getz starting at second base tonight. That's making his 4th start at second. He gets jammed. Galvis will step on the bag at second, go to first, and the inning is over. But the quick strike offense hits again. Edwin Encarnacion let it off as he did last night. This swing, his 200th career home run. Colby Rasmus would add another. His 9th of the season. The Blue Jays have taken a 3-1 lead after 2. Promotional replica Blue Jays jersey giveaway will take place Sunday, May 25th when the Blue Jays take on the Oakland A's. It's a 1:07 start. The first 20,000 fans will receive an Edwin Encarnacion or Jose Bautista promotional replica jersey. Call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234 or order your tickets online by logging online at bluejays.com. So R.A. Dickey gave up a run in the top of the second, but he got 3 in the bottom of the second, and he now has a 3-1 lead. Tony Gwynn Jr. takes the first pitch upstairs for a ball. There's a strike. It's 1-1. Well, the Blue Jays with 2 more home runs. They've now hit 46 home runs in the season. It's best in the American League. Another thing that has been impressive is their average as a team coming in 257. That's 6th best in the American League.
And climbing fast. That's come a long ways. We know the struggles they had the first couple weeks of the season, but it has really come along. And a couple of guys, Melky, Jose, they were pretty good all along. But when you see that bat of Colby Rasmus and Edwin coming along, that's going to change in a hurry.
Well, and they've got one bat that's on the verge of breaking out as well, and that's the shortstop, Jose Reyes.
Yeah, he just has not hit his stride yet, and it makes you wonder if coming back from that injury, it's almost like a delayed spring training for him. But once he comes into the fold, that's going to be exciting.
As they drive into center, Rasmus got a good break, and he runs it down. Nice running catch by Colby Rasmus, 1 down.
Save during the Lawn and Garden Expert Sale, only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Well, we told you the outfield has been terrific defensively. Melky Cabrera, Colby Rasmus, and Jose Bautista have really covered a lot of ground.
And that ball is caught with the first couple of steps. Right when that ball hits the bat, Colby Rasmus is off and running. Good angle after that baseball.
Jimmy Rollins with a 1-1 count. Upstairs. The Phillies will go from here to New York to take on the Mets in a weekend 3-game series. There's a fastball strike. It's 2-2. The Blue Jays will welcome in the Angels tomorrow night. It's a wraparound 4-game series. On the ground, foul. Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, and Monday night. Dustin McGowan will open things up for the Blue Jays. He'll be opposed by Garrett Richards on the right end. John Gibbons very pleased with the way McGowan pitched his last time out, and Jimmy Rollins strikes out. Second strikeout of the night for Dickey.
Good knuckleball right there. You see the late movement, and that's like any conventional pitcher. Even you talk about late movement, and Dickey gets it on his knuckleball right there. Really stays behind that ball. Very little rotation, but just dives down at the very end. Looks good for the hitter until it approaches home plate. Then it just dives down.
Chase Utley doubled in his first at bat. He takes a strike.
Good inning for Dickey to shut down this Phillies offense. A little shutdown inning after scoring 3 runs. Get the momentum right back in the Blue Jays' favor.
Get AJ Burnett right back on the mound. Slow knuckleball gets to his right, backhands it. Utley's retired. Quick inning for Dickey. The Phillies are down in order. Manchester City looks to wrap up the Barclays Premier League title when they face West Ham Sunday morning. It's the final day of Barclays Premier League action, and it all starts Sunday morning at 9 Eastern Time on 4 Sportsnet channels. Manchester City has had a phenomenal season, and they can wrap up the title on Sunday morning, so make sure you check it out early. Then you can stay tuned and watch the ball game. It's Sunday morning. And oh, by the way, it's Mother's Day, so don't forget that. Bottom of the third, it's the leadoff man, Jose Reyes. I spoke to Larry Bowa, the bench coach of the Phillies, who knows Reyes very well, having seen him in the National League for years, and he said, just wait till Reyes gets it going. He said, you can pencil him in for 3 hits a night once he gets his stroke down. There's a fair ball just inside the foul line, and a fan grabs it. And there's no telling where that ball would end up had it bounced off that wall. Reyes is a triples machine, and if you let that ball go, chances are he could have ended up at third.
And as hard as he hit that ball, there's no saying what it would have done off that padding down the right field line right there. Could see Marlon Byrd pursuing that ball aggressively, but if that hits that ball and kicks back towards the field of play, who knows where it ends up.
That's great reaction by that fan. I got a souvenir. Oops, it's fair.
Trying not to get kicked out of the ballpark, I guess.
I didn't mean it. Melky Cabrera shows bunt, takes a strike. Melky's got a hit already tonight. .49 hits for Melky Cabrera. Trying to pull the ball, and he fouls it off. Got the breaking ball. The Blue Jays every single day, and this goes back to spring training, when they take BP, they have a strict routine of these particular at-bats. Runner at second, get him over. Infield in, runner at third, fly ball. Kevin Seitzer programs that routine. And you can see Cabrera, he waits back and hits that breaking ball right off the top of his foot.
And the pitch selection is interesting here because the curveball from A.J. Burnett, the right-hander, is coming right into the left-hand hitting Cabrera. That actually makes it easier for a left-hand hitter to pull that ball. Just trying to get Reyes over to third base. Now, when you foul it off your foot, you might be a little more tentative next pitch.
So Cabrera gingerly steps in the batter's box. It's an 0-2 count. Reyes with the leadoff double at second base. Upstairs with the fastball. With Reyes at the top of the order and his extra base capabilities, plus the speed factor, well, he's going to score a ton of runs batting in front of Cabrera, Bautista, Encarnacion, and Francisco. Galvis broke in behind Reyes at second, but he gets back easily.
I think the encouraging thing for Jose Reyes, that's 2 real hard hit balls tonight, but both on the ground. And I think what Jose Reyes is doing, hitting the ball in the air a little bit too much lately.
Inside off the plate, 2-2. Well, when you see everybody around you getting hot, getting hits, you have a tendency to press a bit. And what you try to do, which is the worst thing you can do, is hit the ball harder.
Tried to hit the ball harder and tried to do a little too much coming out of his own game plan, Jose Reyes, especially utilizing this artificial turf.
2-2. There's another breaking ball, and Cabrera strikes out. 1 out, a man in second. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Steve Pearce, there was some talk that maybe he would come to the Blue Jays, but he decided to stay in the organization with Chris Davis still on the disabled list, and he has hit his second home run of the season. David Price against Ubaldo Jimenez. And the division continues to just jam up. Tampa Bay has fallen to 3.5 back. They're in last place. 4 games under 500 at 15-19. Bautista with Reyes at second, and they're really shadowing him. Chase Utley is standing right behind the bag, which is part of the defense against Bautista, but at the same time, they're trying to keep an eye on Reyes. Ball on a strike.
Saw Reyes steal another base last night, which is an encouraging sign for the Blue Jays that those legs are fully healed and he's ready to turn it up a notch.
I think the Blue Jays have really seen the real Jose Reyes yet.
Not yet. He said the other day too that they feel good and he's ready to go, but until you start seeing that aggressiveness on the base pass and taking the initiative to actually try to steal a base, that tells himself and it tells everybody else that those legs are good.
Reyes has the type of ability that he can take over a game single-handedly. Bautista waves at that breaking ball. Burnett, that's his bread and butter pitch. It's a spiked curveball, and he'll get a lot of tight spin on it, and comes in, looks like a fastball, and then breaks at the last moment, down and away.
And that was the strikeout pitch to Melky Cabrera. That was his best one right there, biting down and in.
There goes Reyes. The pitch is outside. Throw to third is not in time. Well, Nieves bounced the ball to third, and Reyes with the head first slide picks up his 3rd stolen base of the season.
You could see Jose Reyes. He was thinking about this for a couple of pitches, inching off a third base there, and finally got the pitch to do it. It's all about timing as a runner on second base trying to steal third, and you have to time that pitcher's delivery to the plate. The timing was right, that pitch, so Jose went and took off.
Now that puts pressure on the infield defense as they have to come in with the runner at third and less than 2 outs. 2-2 pitch to Bautista. Deep fly ball to center, and this will do it. Reyes stole third. He'll jog in on the sac fly by Bautista. Fundamental baseball. Leadoff double, steal third, and score on a sac fly. Bautista picks up his 22nd RBI of the season.
That is stealing a run right there. Jose Reyes got that run with his legs.
It's easy to sell that fundamental approach when you're winning. And they're starting to win now, and everybody is on board.
You can see Jose Reyes at second base right now. Look at him inching. He's trying to time that delivery. And you know, he did not get a great jump. That's not the best jump you can get, but it's good enough with his speed. Ideally, you want to do it earlier in the count so Bautista has more pitches to try to drive that run in.
So Reyes gets the leadoff double and steals a base and scores on the sac fly. Edwin Encarnacion hit a long homer to start the second. Ball on the strike. He had that one sized up as well.
He did. His eyes got a little big right there, but that was a good pitch right there by A.J. Burnett. You can see the late break down in the zone.
Blue Jays lead at 4-1. Another breaking ball, and Burnett bounces it in the dirt.
See Edwin Encarnacion again, that fastball up in the zone and middle in. That is not where you want to miss to Edwin, especially right now since he's heating up, and those are pitches he's not missing anymore. Those pitches he was missing in April, not anymore.
2-2. Look out! Right back over Burnett's back, and that goes into center field. Yep, he's got it.
I think he's heated up. He's proved to everybody right now. That pitch again out over the plate from Burnett, and he almost took his head off with that one. breaking ball, but right to the barrel of Encarnacion. Again, though, those are pitches. He's staying on the ball much better, thinking middle of the field. And when you think middle of the field, you keep that front side closed. The bat stays through the hitting zone longer, and then it's all timing where you happen to make contact with the baseball.
That's the 7th hit off Burnett tonight. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Juan Francisco has a double. He scored in the 2nd. He scored on the ground out by Adam Lind. Lind is on deck. Juan Francisco is 26 years old. The Blue Jays signed him April 1st and put him in Buffalo. Got off to a great start, and when Lind went down, they promoted him, and boy, he might be the find of the year. Nice play by Nieves. That ball was off the plate in the dirt.
That's exactly how a catcher has to do it. Great play right there by Nieves, getting to his knees. You've got him. When you call a breaking ball, you're anticipating that that thing's going to be in the dirt. He was able to scoot over on his knees and block it with his chest. Created a good angle with his upper body. That ball goes right down to the ground. And then the second part is getting on the ball before that runner can advance. Good job by Nieves.
Francisco gets jammed with that pitch and bites it up. Juan Francisco is from the Dominican Republic, and I asked him today who his favorite players were, and he said Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz. He hit with Ortiz prior to last season and picked up some chips. He also threw in Ken Griffey Jr. He said, I really like the way he swung the bat.
Not a few bad guys to hang around with. Learn some hitting skills.
There's a base hit to right field. Encarnacion was running on the pitch. He'll easily go first to third. Francisco is 2 for 2, and he's crushed both of them.
Juan Francisco took that fastball and just hit a bullet into right field, and watch the right fielder Marlon Byrd. Visiting teams are not as familiar with this turf. You can see how much bounce it has in it. Just getting to that ball, fully extended. If that ball gets over his head, that's a run for sure. And Juan Francisco may end up with a triple, which doesn't happen too often.
Encarnacion easily goes first to third. He was running on the pitch. Francisco has 1 triple this year. You're right. If that ball bounces over the right fielder, he could run for days. So now Adam Lind, in his return from the disabled list, picked up an RBI in his first at bat.
Catcher Will Nieves coming out to put some signs on for his infielders. That's the first and third defense. I don't think they have a lot to worry about with Francisco at first, but in the event he does take off with 2 outs, they'll have a defense on, whether Nieves is going to throw the ball down to second base or eat it.
Inside. A.J. Burnett has a 22-11 career record in this ballpark. He pitched for the Blue Jays for 3 years, 2006 through 2008. Then stays back and fouls it into the seats. A.J. Burnett spent the last 2 seasons with Pittsburgh and really pitched well for the Pirates. That's a big loss for the Pirates. He went 26-21 in his 2 seasons in Pittsburgh with a .341 earned run average.
Big part of that playoff run for the Pirates. A lot of excitement in that city last year. It had been a long time.
Inside, just off the plate. The Blue Jays have been patient and selective all year long.
They've been very good tonight too, especially the left-hand hitters, because A.J. Burnett likes to throw that 2-seam fastball. He starts it at the front hip of the left-handed batter and tries to bring it over the inside corner of the plate. They've been laying off him mostly for balls, and sometimes when they come back over the plate, we saw Melky Cabrera ran into it pretty good.
Blue Jays have a 4-1 lead, threatening to add to that lead. Encarnacion at third, Francisco at first, 2 outs. Lynn stays alive. He got a piece of that breaking ball and fouled it off. Well, everybody has been asking, how are you going to get all the bats in the lineup? Rasmus is on deck, and he's already homered tonight. I think John Gibbons is saying, you know what? Let the players sort it out.
Yeah, it's a good approach.
Brett Lawrie still out of the lineup with that tight hamstring. There's some thought that he might be back possibly tomorrow, but Gibbons was more thinking about Saturday as the reality. Two and two, 2 outs. Another foul back.
And with the lineup swinging it the way it is, there's no reason to rush anybody back. If Brett Lawrie needs an extra day right now, you give it to him. This team's on a roll right now, especially offensively.
Yeah, that's when you know you're in a good spot as a manager, when the players start knocking on your door saying, hey, I need to play. Well, we'll try to get you in there real soon.
It's a nice problem to have, isn't it, as a manager?
Yeah, we can't really squeeze you in right now. Everybody in the lineup is swinging over hot bat.
And on the flip side, these starting pitchers are starting to turn in good performances now, and they're going deeper into games. And now the bullpen is coming, doing their job, and everything's starting to fire on all cylinders. That's how you put win streaks together.
Now it's a full count. So the Blue Jays have scored a run in this inning. Edwin Encarnacion had his second hit. He is now at third. He went to third on the base hit by Francisco. Lind is at the plate with 2 outs and a full count. Rasmus waiting on deck. Francisco will be off on the pitch. There he goes. Then strikes out. Another good curveball. The inning is over, but the Blue Jays have added to their lead. Jose Bautista with a sacrifice fly. R.A. Dickey has a 4-1 lead. Go back to opening night when the Yankees were here and the Canadian Olympians would be on the field and introduced, and that's Brad Jacobs right there with his gold medal in. He was the skip for the gold medal championship Canadian team in the Sochi Olympics, and we're pleased to be joined now by Brad Jacobs, who's in the booth. And Brad, first of all, I got to thank you for bringing this. This is awesome. How beautiful is that? A gold medal.
That's the best piece of jewelry I've ever seen. Maybe besides this one. This was pretty good, too.
That is wonderful.
Pretty heavy.
Congratulations, and obviously a tremendous honor and to represent Canada, but bring home the gold from Sochi. That's pretty special.
Oh, you couldn't have written it better, any better for us. It was amazing.
You went into that gold medal game against Great Britain, and I was a little surprised. There was a little trash talking going on before that game.
There was, and you know, I woke up that morning and I read a bit of the trash talking from the Great Britain coach, and to be honest with you, it just made us more fired up and angry to want to go out there and really give it to them and bring the gold back for Canada. So we didn't need any more motivation at that point, but we got it and we used it.
In Sochi, you had a lot of support from some of the folks from your hometown, Sault Ste. Marie. How much did that help you?
Oh, amazing. it's just the Sioux they're so behind us. Ever since we really started curling and going into men's curling back in 2010 is when we went to our first Brier as the young boys. They've really been behind us the whole time, and we really felt their support throughout the Brier, throughout Sochi, all the way from Sochi. A lot of tweets, a lot of text messages, emails. We couldn't have done it without them.
Well, you see there, you're celebrating after that championship match against Great Britain. You got to share that with some cousins as well, right?
Oh, for sure. It's a family affair on our team, and even Ryan Fry, our third, even though he's not a family member, he's like a brother to us. But Ryan and EJ are brothers, and they're my first cousins. I've known them ever since we were in our diapers together.
You guys started curling at a young age, 10. It's just like baseball, I would imagine. We all start playing baseball about 9 and 10. So you actually started your curling career that early.
Yeah, we did, and it's pretty tough to start curling any sooner than 10 years old. The rocks are really heavy, so that's when I started. Ryan and EJ were out in the ice with their dad when they were like riding the rocks as kids and pushing them around on the ice. So I wasn't quite into it then, but I started when I was 10, and it's a perfect age. You're growing up, and as long as you can get the right guidance at that good age, you can really get good at something.
I actually threw one rock with Tiger Williams out in Moose Jaw many years ago, and I was amazed, first of all, how heavy they were, and secondly, how fast they go.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy. They're like 44 pounds or something like that, and you got to be careful. A lot of people tend to throw it too hard. So
that's what I did.
Yeah. Is it heavier than that metal?
It went through the end of the ring.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. After 2014 at Sochi, you won the gold medal. Do you have aspirations of going back to defend that title?
100%.
Good for you.
Yeah, we're a young team. Typically, you peak in curling maybe in your 30s, mid-30s. And even you look at guys like Kevin Martin, Glenn Howard, Jeff Stout, and they're still late 40s, early 50s in curling and playing very well. So we're a young team. We've got aspirations of going back. It's going to be a long 3 years, but hopefully we can do it.
You have a big event coming up in November in the Sioux.
We do.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, we can't wait for that. We have a Grand Slam there, and the last time we had a Grand Slam there was in 2011. We weren't quite as good back then as we are now, so we're really hoping that this is going to be the biggest Grand Slam ever out of all the series, and we really just hope that we can go there and perform our best for everyone in our hometown. We know that they'll be behind us no matter what, but we're really hoping to make it the biggest Grand Slam ever.
Well, you know Mike Harris, of course, who's the color analyst, and he got a chance to share that joy of that moment in Sochi with you guys.
And Mike's a great guy, and all the commentators, and we really just hope that that Grand Slam in the Sioux is going to be top-notch.
I'm sure it will. Yeah. Well, we want to congratulate you, and thank you so much for sharing your gold medal with us, at least for a moment. And well done. And we'll be watching, and hopefully this event in November, you guys will be able to make the home crowd very proud in the Sioux.
We'll do our best.
All right, Brad.
Sure.
Thanks for joining us, and all the best.
Thank you.
Great to have you here.
Congratulations, Brad. Awesome.
That is Brad Jacobs, who was kind enough to bring his gold medal with us tonight, and what a great honor it is to represent your country, but not only represent your country, but bring home the gold. So they're 2 down as Dominic Brown takes a 2-out walk. Will Nieves, the catcher, is batting. Blue Jays have a 4-1 lead. Inside. 1-0 to the catcher, Nieves. He struck out his first time up. Just a little check-in on Dominic Brown. Don't think he'd be running in this situation, but he's 3 for 3 this season. 1-0. There's a base hit through the left side of the infield into left. Brown stops at second. 4th hit for the Phillies. Cody Ashe, the third baseman, First and second, 2 outs. Dickey jumps ahead with a strike.
It's a big pitch for R.A. Dickey just to get ahead of the hitter. Cody Ashley, a hot hitter for the Phillies. Great night the other night in Philadelphia against the Blue Jays.
4 for 4 with his first career grand slam, and certainly we talked about Dickey and how he has really limited the damage keeping the ball in the ballpark this year. Inside, it's 2-1. Blue Jays trying to win their 5th straight game and move over 500. Pete Walker, the pitching coach, has enjoyed a good run of starting pitching of late. Now 3-1.
CRA in that situation again in a 2-1 pitch. You want to kind of keep that ball in the zone, and you saw that late movement. It was almost like a 1-2 knuckleball trying to strike a hitter out. Josh Tolley's going to go have a little chat with him right now, see what the approach is here.
Dickey gave up an 0-2 base hit to Marlon Byrd on a fastball. That was in the second, and Byrd came around to score the Phillies run. 3-1, another knuckleball, and Ashley was guessing fastball.
And that's a lot of movement again on that pitch. That's usually the knuckleball you'll see as a strikeout pitch with 2 strikes on the hitter, but he's getting a lot of movement. My question is he trying to create that much movement in those counts? Because normally you don't want to. Normally you want movement, but those are nasty, just diving down out of the zone.
And there he walks Ashley. That'll load the bases. Second walk of the inning. All of this happening with 2 outs. Struck out Howard, got Byrd to fly out, and then walked Brown, gave up a single to Nieves, and now he's walked Ashley.
And these are the problems R.A. had earlier in the season when his knuckleball was somewhat uncontrollable, diving out of the zone, away, down, up, all over the zone. And these are the struggles he had. He needs to make a big pitch right here to get out of this mess.
He's got the number 9 hitter at the plate, Freddie Galvis. He grounded out to third. Hit a little chopper to third. And there's a strike. It's 1-1. Dickey has now walked 24 batters, and this is his 7th start. Check that. This is his 8th start. Galvis goes around. Nope. Check swing, says Hal Gibson down at third base. So the walks have been a problem for Dickey all season long. Ground ball, and Encarnacion comes after it, and Dickey will leave the bases loaded. He gives up 2 walks and a single, but strands the bases loaded. Blue Jays still have a 4-1 lead. green chairs in the TD Comfort Zone are guests of TD, while over in the Jays Care Community Clubhouse, we welcome visitors from Hall Beach, from Nunavut, and the D.A. Morrison Middle School. Welcome to the ballpark. Hope you're having a great time, and if you like home runs, you showed up on the right night. Blue Jays have hit a couple more. Now look up at the TV screen. No. Home runs have come in bunches. Edwin Encarnacion had a solo home run in the second. Colby Rasmus did the same in the second. The Blue Jays have a 4-1 lead. And Rasmus, his home run is his 9th. And he has been swinging a hot bat of late. Look at the shared production. May RBIs and OPS. Colby Rasmus now has 12 RBIs this month with an OPS of 1.313. Juan Francisco has a couple of hits tonight. His OPS nearing 1. And Edwin Encarnacion, he has a home run and a single tonight. And they are putting up big numbers in May.
These three guys were looking forward to turning that calendar over to May, and boy, have they put up some numbers and produced.
Well, once again, it's just proof that as a baseball player, you've got to be patient.
You do. 1 month does not a season make, and Colby Rasmus will tell you that. Edwin will tell you that. Francisco joined the team a little late in the latter part of April. Took him a couple of weeks, but he's joined the party.
Colby Rasmus, his average now at 238. But he has been crushing the ball of late. And this offense, man, they can put up some crooked numbers in a hurry. Last night they scored 9 runs on 8 hits in the 7th inning. Rasmus didn't like that when it was low. Cody's brother Corey will be here tomorrow night. He is pitching out of the bullpen for the Angels. And last time they faced each other here at Rogers Center, Colby hit a double to left field. So he has the most current bragging rights against his younger brother. Corey and Colby also have a younger brother, Casey, who's a catcher in the Cardinals organization in the Florida State League.
How about that, Gene Poole?
Pretty talented. 2-2 pitch, cut on and missed. Burnett gets that curveball down and in. Well, the Angels will be in town, and with that you get Albert Pujols, and you talk about a fireworks show. Pujols and Bautista, 2 of the best power hitters in all of baseball. But they'll go head-to-head for the next 4 games starting tomorrow night. Tomorrow night will be on Sportsnet 1. Pujols has 10 home runs. Bautista has 9. And they trail the rookie Jose Abreu of the White Sox. But it's always great to see the Angels. Blue Jays haven't had much success against the Angels lately. They've lost 6 of the last 7 they've played to the Angels, including a sweep at the hands of the Angels right here last September. Josh Tolle had to bail out in a hurry.
A.J. Burnett continues to pitch inside to these left-handed hitters. He just buzzed the tower of Josh Tolle right there.
That's a nasty pitch right up around his chin. Another fastball inside. It's 3-0.
What do you think the book is on Josh Tolle? Hard in, maybe?
Well, right now, the way he's swinging, he's taking everything inside out and hitting it to left. Gotten off to a great start.
And again, that's Josh Tolle's approach. He said, that's me, and that's the hitter I am.
And he'll take the walk. So A.J. Burnett walks Josh Tolle after striking out Rasmus to start the game. So Tolle takes the walk. Chris Getz, the second baseman. There goes Tolle. The hit and run is on, and Tolle will be caught for a 3rd time this year. And all 3 have been hit and runs when the batter can't put the ball in play.
Josh Tolle is getting the rotten end of some hit and runs. Batters just not being able to put the ball in play. We saw Ryan Goins do it a couple of times when he was here. And with Josh Tolle running, that the hitter has to find a way to get the ball in play. And if you miss, you're going to be in big trouble. And Josh tried to make it close, but not quite.
It happened twice before with Ryan Goins, the hitter. Now Chris Guest can't put wood on the ball. And Josh Tolle is 0 for 3 in steal attempts.
Going to tell his hitters that they're leaving him hanging out to dry.
0-2 pitch. Another breaking ball, and the strikeout will be thrown out by the catcher. A couple of strikeouts in the inning. And we have played 4 complete. Blue Jays have a 4-1 lead. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Song. May 11th, it's Mother's Day, and the Blue Jays will take on the Angels. The game starts at 1:07 p.m. Take part in all the activities around the ballpark. For tickets, call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234. Or log online at BlueJays.com and get your tickets for Mother's Day. You can get up, have a nice brunch, take her out to brunch, come to the ballpark, and then take her out to dinner. Make it a full day, and you can have a wraparound ball game. So Dickey is set to start the 5th. Jimmy Rollins will take a first pitch knuckleball for a strike. Excuse me, Tony Gwynn Jr., the leadoff man. Tony Gwynn Jr. has gone 0 for 2. He lined out to Rasmus his last time up. Colby made a nice running catch in center field. Gwynn looked like he had hit a gapper in right center, but Rasmus ran it down. Tucker missed inside. It's now 3-1.
R.A. Dickey's not a lot different than Mark Burley in that he likes to work fast. He gets the ball and goes. Saw Tony Gwynn Jr. step out on him earlier.
There's a fastball, and that'll be the 3rd walk by Dickey.
Save during the Lawn and Garden Expert Sale, only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Beautiful shot of downtown Toronto from Center Island. Gorgeous night outside, a little cool. So we've got the roof closed, and that one squirts away from Tolle and goes back to the screen. So this is an ugly start to this inning. The leadoff walk, and that will probably be a pass ball as Josh got some leather on it. Dickey threw a wild pitch back in the second that contributed to the Phillies' run. It has scored a wild pitch, so it'll be the second wild pitch charged to Dickey tonight. There's a base hit into center. Tony Gwynn Jr. is coming around third. Here's the throw to the plate. It is off the mound and over Tolle. Dickey is there to back it up. The Phillies have scored here, and the leadoff walk cashed in immediately. Jimmy Rollins with the RBI.
I see Colby come up. There's really no play at the plate here. The important thing would have been for Edwin to cut that ball just so that the batter runner cannot advance to second base. You do not want the batter to get into scoring position on a play like that, especially when there's no play at home plate.
So now you got to deal with the heart of the order. Number 3 hitter Chase Utley has doubled and grounded out tonight. Jimmy Rollins at first has a first pitch strike. Rollins is normally a threat to steal, but he's been out of the lineup with a groin injury. Came out of the ball game Sunday against the Nationals. So no telling just how good he feels on the bases. Utley behind quickly 0-2.
I could see the frustration from R.A. Dickey with the leadoff walk. Pitchers never want to walk batters, but when you walk the leadoff batter in the 5th inning when you're up 4-1, just not acceptable by R.A. He was so disgusted with himself, and it's important for him right now to get over this part and move on and make some pitches, because this is when you can lose it mentally, lose your composure on the mound, and have an inning kind of snowball on you. He needs to make some pitches, get him a ground ball right here.
Utley takes one outside. It's 1-2. Coming into this ball game, Dickey had averaged 4.79 walks per 9 innings. That's nearly double his previous total. In his Cy Young year, 2012, with the Mets, he walked 2.08 per 9 innings. So he is not used to walking so many. Boy, he takes something off that knuckleball. Just 70 miles an hour, and Utley waves at it and strikes out. With Next Issue, get unlimited access to over 100 of the world's best magazines on your tablet. Baseball fans, sign up at nextissue.ca/baseball and get an extended 60-day free trial. So that's the first out of the inning. A strikeout of Utley. Brian Howard is 0 for 2. Dickey has had some great games against the Phillies. Back in 2010, he threw a one-hitter and won 1-0. It was August 13th, 2010. The interesting part of that game was that the opposing pitcher, Cole Hamels, had the only hit. Hamels got the only hit, and we kind of thought, well, that's a rarity. Wonder how many times that's happened. It's actually happened 7 times. Edwin Encarnacion, nice throw to second. There's one back to first. Not in time. Oh, my. R.A. Dickey was standing near the bag, playing umpire, had a great look at it, and immediately called to the dugout for John Gibbons. Dickey was positioned perfectly to have a great view of that play at first. Howard, for the time being, is safe as he legged out the ground ball and beat the return throw to first. So as it stands, it's a fielder's choice. Utley is out 3-6. Terrific play by Encarnacion. First base umpire waving Howard safe. Dan Bellino What an athletic play by Reyes. He comes down on the bag and gets enough on the throw back at first. But you can see that Gibbons has vacated the field. He did not get what he was hoping for from the review room. So Howard will remain at first.
And the most important thing right there is getting one out. Edwin made a nice play, but it's important to make a good throw to second base. Jose Reyes did a good job coming down on the base.
And here is Marlon Byrd. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He is 7 for 12 against the Blue Jays in the 4 games of this 2-2 series. Played 2 in Philly, 2 here at Rogers Center. R.A. Dickey with 2 outs in the 5th has a 4-2 lead as the Phillies have scratched out a run here in the 5th. Bird was wondering where that ball went. He swung at it and then looked back at the catcher as if to say, where did it go?
Took a left turn on him is what it did.
Dominic Brown is on deck. He's been on base twice tonight. Dickey would love to leave him right there on deck. There's a high fly ball deep to center field. Rasmus looking up. This ball is off the wall. They've got a shot at Howard, and they're going to stop Howard at third. Rasmus played it so well off the wall that Ryan Howard has to hold up at third. With 2 outs, you would expect that he would score on the double off the wall in center, but Colby Rasmus got it back in so quickly they had to stop Howard at third.
Well, big break for the Blue Jays that ball stayed in the park. Marlon Byrd smoked that ball to center field, but you could see Colby turns around and he's just playing it like a little kid that you do at the ballpark. He just played it off the wall, got it in a hurry, and that's a good job as an outfielder. The sooner you get that ball and just release it, that'll stop a third base coach from waving someone home. You watch Ryan Howard. Now, he doesn't have a lot of speed, but he's not going real hard either. So a big lumbering guy like himself, I'm not sure what he's looking at with 2 outs. I think he was trying to admire it possibly being a home run.
Yeah, there's no reason to play spectator as you're making your tour around the bases, and that may have cost the Phillies a run. 0-2 now. Marlon Byrd. He's just wearing out the Blue Jays. 2 for 3 tonight. Dominic Brown behind 0-2. Cut out and missed. Dickey strands 2 more. The Phillies haven't been able to come up with the big hit. They've stranded 7 base runners through 5 innings. R.A. Dickey strikes out Dominic Brown to end the threat. It's Game 5 of the OHL Championship Series Friday night hockey. It's the Guelph Storm and the North Bay Battalion with a trip to London and the MasterCard Memorial Cup on the line. Friday Night Hockey on 4 Sportsnet's channels, beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Guelph won last night and leads the series 3-1. So make sure you check it out. OHL Championship Hockey on Friday Night Hockey. Jose Reyes doubled and scored back in the third. Things are starting to pick up for Reyes. He has hit the ball hard twice tonight. Boy, that is a nasty breaking ball. Reyes said it hit him. And Burnett looking in at Reyes. And now Gibbons is going to come out. And Reyes is going to get some support from the manager, DJ Rayburn, the home plate umpire. And he said, hey, wait a minute now. I think that hit my player. Watch the ball. And it's inside. And it hit him. And they're going to have another conference. The umpire, this is reviewable.
It's reviewable.
Yeah,
sure
it
is.
sure is. And this is the one play that you can ask for the review. And John Gibbons has asked DJ Rayburn to go to the review. The crew chief is Jeff Kellogg, who's at second base. And for a moment, they had a question about something to Hal Gibson, the third base umpire.
He may have been asking him, what is your opinion? Do you think it hit him or not? And he gave the safe sign like, no, I do not think so. So they're going to need conclusive evidence here that it hit Jose Reyes. But if they see the view that we just saw, yeah, it's conclusive.
And this is one thing here, and you have to have evidence to overturn the call on the field. And there's no doubt that that hit Reyes. It hit his uniform. It is a manager's challenge that they challenge the call on the field. The call on the field is that Reyes was not hit by the pitch. And now they're going to award first base. Reyes is being told, hey, go to first base. Indeed, you were hit by the pitch. So John Gibbons is on a roll. He's won 2 straight appeals.
The Blue Jays are on a roll, and John Gibbons is on a roll. And Sal Butera's on a roll in the command center.
So Reyes goes to first base. Frustrating moment for A.J. Burnett and the manager, Ryan Sandberg. The Phillies scored a run in the top half of the inning to make it a 2-run game. And Burnett hits Reyes to start the inning. Number 2 hitter is Melky Cabrera. Reyes stole third back in the third inning. And it was a pivotal play as he got himself to third with 1 out, and Bautista hit a fly ball to center. Reyes came in to score. Reyes looks like he wants to run again.
He does, and with nobody out, I'm not sure he'll take off right away with Melky, the left-handed hitting Cabrera, at the plate with that hole on the right side. But if he's feeling good, he may go at any time.
Burnett unloaded in a hurry, and Reyes was caught flat-footed. Louis Rivera going through the signs. Reyes is on his own. He's got the green light, so if he can get a jump, he'll go. There he goes. Breaking ball taken, and Reyes has another stolen base. Nieves made a terrific throw, but Reyes with that hard head-first slide, and now we're going to have a visit. Timeout, and here comes Ryan Sandberg. So my players reacted as if they felt that Reyes was out, so he's going to go out very slowly and talk to Jeff Kellogg.
Jose Reyes got a great pitch to go on too as a breaking ball down, and Nieves did a great job as a catcher. You got to wait a little bit longer for that ball, but came up and made a really good throw right on the money.
Boy, that was bang bang, and Sandberg has made his way back to the dugout, but Reyes goes into that base so hard you just wonder whether or not he's jeopardizing an injury with his fingers and hands. We saw Bryce Harper of the Nationals in a head-first slide at third base tear that thumb ligament That's why Reyes wears that brace on his left hand.
Bryce Harper's still out for the Washington Nationals. And you talk about going head first, there's all kinds of things that can go wrong, from a broken finger to your wrist to your shoulder. But he goes in hard, and that arm was fully extended. It got into the base before the tag.
Melky Cabrera with a 2-0 count. Breaking ball, and Reyes is headed for third. There's the throw. Not in time. Boy, what instincts. That ball hit off the glove of Will Nieves, and there was no hesitation whatsoever. It's a pass ball on the catcher, and Reyes took off like a bolt of lightning.
And there's not a lot of base runners that get to third base on this ball. As soon as that hit the glove of Nieves, you can see the secondary lead shuffle, shuffle. His momentum is on his lead leg, and as soon as that ball pops out of the glove, he just continued on.
3-1 count to Melky Cabrera. This is the beauty of the Blue Jays lineup. With Reyes at the top, he's a threat to steal. That'll force pitchers into throwing more fastballs. Breaking ball on the ground. Utley was in and makes the play to first. It's the first out of the inning.
With nobody out, Jose Reyes is going to hold the fort right there. Bautista coming up, and Encarnacion behind him.
Well, the depth of the lineup truly works in the Blue Jays' favor. You can see Boa and Sandberg moving the infield defense. They're going to keep Utley on the right side of second because Bautista has adjusted and has sprayed the ball to the right side when they play that three-man shift. But you had mentioned it earlier, Joe, how there are no soft spots in this lineup.
No, there isn't. You cannot pitch around people, and that's the thing with Jose Reyes getting on base. It's almost a risk to steal because of the bats that follow you in the lineup.
Breaking ball outside.
So the shifts have been put on in Major League Baseball at an alarming rate, but now we're seeing adjustments being made. Chase Utley holding his position now because Jose Bautista's already beat them at their game one time.
Ground ball. That's going to score a run. Galvis thought about home. Bautista is out by a half a step. But Reyes comes in to score. Jose will pick up another RBI. Galvis took one look at home, and here comes John Gibbons. Reyes scores. Bautista is out 6-3. He will get the RBI.
And that was the contact play right here by the Blue Jays. As soon as that ball's hit, Jose Reyes is gone. And what that does, it's an aggressive offensive play, puts the pressure on the defense. Luckily for the Blue Jays, that ball was hit in the hole a little bit. Shortstop had to go to his backhand, so he had no play for the speedy Reyes at home.
And you could see DeMarlo Hale indicating that Bautista was out. There's the ball in the glove before the foot hits the bag. But Reyes, with his wheels, has gotten Jose Bautista 2 RBIs tonight.
And that's how run producers do it, Buck. They don't do it with all home runs and doubles, extra base hits. Jose Bautista has a couple of RBIs tonight by simply hitting a fly ball out to the outfield with a runner on third, and now a ground ball.
Reyes has reached base twice and scored twice. Edwin Encarnacion takes a fastball away.
And if Jose Reyes keeps getting on base, he's going to score an awful lot of runs this year with those hitters hitting behind him. What a catalyst to have at the top of your lineup. And you said it at the open. Once he gets going, he hasn't even gotten going yet. So tonight, maybe that's the start of it. Some good at-bats. Hit a couple balls hard early. Fastball outside, ball 2.
Blue Jays have a 5-2 lead over A.J. Burnett and the Phillies. Ball. Ooh, strike. Looked like it was off the plate. Encarnacion thought it was. 2-1. Encarnacion says if that was a strike, I better swing at it.
Real good location right there by A.J. Burnett, staying away from Encarnacion. But again, you have to keep it out there. If that two-seamer comes back out over the plate, Edwin will hurt you. See where those 4 pitches are, all really on the corner and off the plate to Edwin.
Encarnacion is 2 for 2 tonight. Lays off that breaking ball.
And that's what he's doing now. In April, he's swinging at that for strike 3 when he just wasn't comfortable in the batter's box, not seeing the ball as well. Now when he's comfortable and seeing the ball, well, he's laying off that pitch, getting himself to a 3-2 count.
Might get another breaking ball here. 3-2, 2 outs. Fastball trailed to center field. Cody Gwynn Jr. on the edge of the warning track, and he'll haul it in. The inning is over. The Blue Jays add a run in the 5th. Will go to the 6th. Jays lead it 5-2. Fans, here comes the Home Hardware Cleanup Crew, brought to you by Natura. Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products. Broadcast auction. It'll take place May 15th. There are lots of great prizes up for bid. How about a day of golf with Blue Jays alumni? You and 3 guests will spend a day at Glen Abbey with the Blue Jays alumni, including Jesse Barfield, Dwayne Ward, and Lloyd Mosby. Golf, food, beverages, putters, and shirts are all included. Charity auction is a great event every year with proceeds supporting the Jays Care Foundation. And knowing those guys, you'll have a great time. Lloyd Mosby, Jesse Barfield, and Dwayne Ward. You can't ask for a better day on the golf course. And I know Jesse and Lloyd, they can hit it 9 miles and they'll treat you to a great day of laughs and good time at the golf course. So make sure you check it out. May 15th, the Blue Jays charity broadcast auction. Will Nieves, the catcher, leading things off here in the 6th. Aaron Loop is starting to loosen up. Dickey has thrown 100 pitches, and that has been the magic number. Will Nieves strikes out. That's 6 strikeouts for Dickey.
Good late movement on this knuckleball. That ball was belt high as it's approaching the plate. Will Nieves goes to swing at it, ends up down on near the ground.
Third baseman Cody Ashe Chases that first knuckler.
R.A. Dickey's throwing some of his best knuckleballs here. 6th inning.
That was a good one. It's fouled out of play. 0-2. The Pitch Tracker is brought to you by Acer, official partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. And you need a pitch tracker when Dickey is throwing because that knuckler is dancing all over the place. 103 pitches by Dickey. And that one is down and in. Just shows you the violent movement in that knuckleball. He's trying to throw these things down the middle of the plate. And they're dancing all over the place. That one's way outside.
Josh Tolley talked about the 2012 Cy Young season that R.A. Dickey had, and he said it was just magical. He thought that he could just manipulate that ball any way he wanted. He would make it dive right, left, up.
That one floats back over the inside corner. Cody Ashley didn't like the call. 2 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Arenado's doing it very quickly. He got a base hit last night in his first at bat. He had 3 hits last night, and he gets a hit already tonight. He's 1 for 2 so far in this game, and he's hitting .326.
Nice to get it out of the way early in the game, though, isn't it?
Colorado is 22-14, and if it wasn't for a great start by the San Francisco Giants, they'd be off and running. Rockies have won 3 straight. They are mathematically tied with the Giants atop the National League West. And how about R.A. Dickey? Strikes out the side in the 6th. That's 4 straight strikeouts for Dickey. He's through 6 innings with a 3-run lead. And you see the Blue Jay above the Phillies logo. 44, 45, and 46. They changed the name to the Blue Jays. But Johns Hopkins in Baltimore took exception. That was their logo. Of course, the Jays and the Phillies played in the '93 World Series. Joe Carter with the home run. Then the Blue Jays general manager went to Philadelphia and delivered the World Series there. Matt Stairs, postseason performer, played for both teams, as did Roy Halladay. 2010 Cy Young Award winner. Halladay, one of 5 pitchers to win the Cy Young in both leagues. And there is Matt Stairs, who is now the color man for the Phillies broadcast booth. And how about this? Joe Siddall. That's got to be the first time in TV history we've had 2 native Canadian analysts in a baseball game.
In the booth. Matt Stairs right next door to us here.
Matt, of course, is from New Brunswick and had a terrific major league career. Now is in his first season as a broadcaster. Same for Joe Siddall.
Their major league debuts.
Juan Francisco, he's gone 2 for 2 tonight. And that ball is in the dirt. Francisco's average at 300. Blue Jays got him from Milwaukee. The Brewers tried to trade Francisco all spring long, but they couldn't come up with any takers, and they eventually released him. He's just 26 years old. A.J. Burnett misses with that fastball inside. In talking with some of the Philly coaches, Francisco's in a pretty good spot because the pitchers get through Reyes, Cabrera, Bautista, and Encarnacion, and then they wipe their brow and said, man, I got through that. Well, this just in. This is no day at the beach right here. And Francisco will take a walk. Rogers customers can watch the Blue Jays on Sportsnet live on your smartphone. Visit RogersAnyPlaceTV.com/sports to get started. We are at Rogers Center, and the Blue Jays have a 5-2 lead as they bat in the bottom of the 6th, trying to make it 5 straight wins. Adam Lind picked up an RBI in the 2nd. Lind is just off the disabled list. He experienced tightness in his back in the middle of April. Went on the DL, went down to Florida, played in 4 games in Dunedin, and pronounced himself fit and ready, and here he is. Ball on the strike. Lind was off to a good start. 324 through April 15th, and that's when he felt the discomfort in his back and left the ball game and went on the DL. Breaking ball in the dirt. Lind has 1 home run. The RBI tonight gives him 7 for the season. Three and 1. A.J. Burnett is pitching with a hernia, and it's something he's had to deal with, and the option to repair it is surgery, and he's not prepared to go through surgery, so he's pitching with that hernia. There's a deep drive to left field. Dominic Brown back at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Welcome back, Adam Lind. An opposite field home run.
A fastball up in the zone. Adam Lind laid off the tough curveball down and in to get to this pitch, and that's what happens when you stay alive. The more pitches you see, the more chance that the pitcher's going to make a mistake. Again, trying to come in with that 2-seamer, left it out over the plate. Adam Lind didn't just drive it the other way, he hit it out of the ballpark the other way. He's got that kind of power.
Kobe Rasmus takes a strike. Well, you talk about lengthening out a lineup. Lind is back. Rasmus hit his 9th home run of the season. He's batting 7th tonight. Rasmus lifts it to left. Dominic Brown comes in a few steps and makes the catch. That's the first out of the inning. Leadoff walk and a 2-run home run. Josh Thole has been on base twice. He singled to center in the 2nd and walked in the 4th. Burnett threw a high fastball up and in to Thole in the last inning. There's a curveball for a strike. in his last at bat in the fourth.
It's a tough first pitch right there for Josh Thole after seeing all fastballs inside, one that went by his head. Starts him out with a slow curveball.
Fastball up. Ball on his strike.
And you can see when A.J. Burnett, he's trying to come in again to Josh Thole, the left-hander, just like he was Adam Lynn. But when you rush that front side, the front side opens and the arm trails. You miss arm side, which is away to a lefty. Adam Lynn hit it over the left field fence.
A.J. Burnett coming into this ball game in his 8 previous starts had an 0-3 record. He'd given up 9 home runs in 50 innings in those 8 games. He's given up 3 more home runs tonight. So that's 12 home runs in his last 9 games here at Rogers Center. Breaking ball on the ground to second. Utley waits on it. Tolley's retired. 2 down.
And he had been more of a ground ball pitcher of late. But when that two-seamer is elevated in the zone, it flattens out a little bit. And those are the balls that get hit in the air. He's got good action on his two-seam fastball, but that pitch has to be down in the zone. Get that ball sinking down, get the hitters to hit the top of the baseball. That's how you get the ground balls, but not when you leave them up in the zone.
Bob McClure, the pitching coach, checking in with the bullpen. You saw Mario Hollins throwing for Philadelphia. Blue Jays, another big night offensively. 7 runs on 9 hits and 3 more home runs. And breaking ball that gets us in there. It's a ball and a strike. The Blue Jays are averaging 6.1 runs over their last 12 games. That's good news for the pitchers. In their previous 23, they were averaging 4.3. Gets turns on it and hits it hard, but right to Marlon Byrd. So the bats have come alive to support the pitching. Home runs in bunches. Lynn with his 2nd of the season. R.A. Dickey. There was a first pitch ball to the leadoff man, Tony Gwynn Jr. Dickey has struck out 4 straight batters. Struck out the side in the 6th and got Dominic Brown to end the 5th. Ball 2.
Pitching a little more aggressively there. A couple fastballs to start off the 7th inning to Tony Gwynn Jr.
Got a 5-run cushion. There's a strike.
And that's what run support will do. Get a 7-2 lead here in the 7th inning. Pitch more aggressively.
Well, and you need to have Dickey get through this 7th inning. I mean, that would be quite a boost for the bullpen. 2-1 to Gwynn. There's a knuckleball. It's strike 2. The right-hander is young Marcus Strowman. The left-hander is Aaron Loup. Double barrel action for the Blue Jays. John Gibbons is well aware that the Angels are in town for a 4-game series, and if you can save that bullpen a bit, even if it's an inning here, an inning there, that'll keep them in line. R.A. Dickey has now thrown a season high 114 pitches. Gibbons is well aware of that, but I'm sure he'd love to see him get through this inning.
John Gibbons keeping one eye on that lineup card, getting the matchup he wants.
Popped into the seats. Well, this could be the most important inning of the night for the Blue Jays, top of the order. The Phillies are down by 5, and you just want to get outs. Might be the last time you have to face the middle of the order. Bouncing ball to first. Encarnacion will race to the bag and beat Tony Gwynn Jr. 1 down. Fans, a reminder, the Giro d'Italia, Italy's biggest cycling road race, kicks off Friday with Stage 1. For the first time, Stage 1 begins in Belfast, Northern Ireland. It's the Giro d'Italia Friday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time on Sportsnet 1. Great cycling action, and it all begins on Friday. Of course, the Giro d'Italia is right up there with the Tour de France, and both of those will be coming along this summer. Jimmy Rollins picked up an RBI with a single in the 5th. He is the DH tonight. Goes after that nasty knuckleball. Rollins is DHing for just the 3rd time in his professional career. All 3 of those DH appearances have occurred right here at Rogers Center. Umpire had a delayed reaction to that strike. DJ Rayburn, he's got to deal with the timing of that knuckleball as well. 1-2. Rollins just barely laid off. He thought about it.
Love the move by the veteran catcher Josh Tolley after the ground ball to first base. Dickey's got to go cover the bag, run a sprint over there.
Rollins shoots it down the right side. That's a fair ball. Down into the corner. Jimmy Rollins will coast into second with a 1-out double. His 4th double of the season.
What that does as a catcher, get a ground ball over to the right side of the infield. That pitcher's got to pretty much run a sprint over there. Get out there, have a little chat with him, let him catch his breath before he faces the next batter.
Well, you saw John Gibbons. He already made the call for the left-hander. The next 2 batters are left-handed. So Aaron Loup will come into the ball game. You see Dickey asking Tolley what happened to that one. It just stayed up. So Dickey will turn things over after a nice performance, and he hears it from the crowd. This is his 15th appearance. Loup is into the ball game to face Chase Utley, number 3 hitter. Jimmy Rollins is at second, 1 out. Loup picked up a save on Tuesday night in Philadelphia. He got Utley to ground out to second, then got Howard to ground out to second. He got the final 2 outs of that ball game in the 10th. That saved the win for Marcus Strowman. Strowman picked up his first big league win in that game Tuesday. Utley had a good rip. R.A. Dickey taking care of his bread and butter, his fingernails. He had a season high 8 strikeouts tonight. He was good. He went up to A.J. Burnett. Burnett gave up 3 home runs tonight. Blue Jays scored 7 runs on 9 hits and 3 homers. Utley hangs in against that breaking ball. R.A. Dickey's personal streak of 5 straight games against the Phillies, scoring 7 innings, will come to an end. And he was in tough in those games. The last 5 starts, he faced some nasty pitching, and that ball went right over Utley's head. The fastball right over his head, back to the screen. Jimmy Rollins went to third.
It was a fastball that got away from Aaron Loup, was not even close. Right over the head of Chase Utley. That'll wake you up.
Wow. We've seen a couple of close calls tonight. A.J. Burnett had a fastball get away from him to Josh Tolle, and now that fastball went over the helmet of Chase Utley. And naturally, you're going to get a breaking ball on the next pitch.
Slider down and away, next pitch.
That pitch number 4 is barely visible on pitch trackers. It's so far away from the strike zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. We're in the top of the 7th. Aaron Loup in relief of R.A. Dickey. Mentioned those starts Dickey had. 5 straight starts. He faced Vance Worley, Cole Hamels, Cliff Lee, Cole Hamels, Cliff Lee.
It's a pretty good run.
Number 1s against each other. It goes back to July of 2011. Breaking ball hit towards center field, and Rasmus is on his horse. It's over his glove. Bounces up against the wall. Utley is headed around second. He's going to third as Jimmy Rollins jogs in from third base. That's the 3rd Philly run. Chase Utley drilled it to the wall in center for the triple, his first triple of the season.
Aaron Loup just hasn't been able to throw his good slider yet, and that's the hitter, Chase Utley, that you want to break it out to. Just had not had the feel coming out of the bullpen there. And that one down but out over the plate. Good spot for Chase Utley.
It just shows you what a great hitter Chase Utley is. After getting that fastball right over his coconut, he hangs in there and gets the slider and drills it to center field. That'll close the book on R.A. Dickey. He will be charged with 7 runs, or 7 hits, 3 runs in 6 1/3. He walks 3 and strikes out a season high 8. Ryan Howard takes a strike. It's 1-1.
And that's the pitch Aaron Loup has to have right there, that 93-mile-per-hour fastball. If you can paint the outside corner on those left-handed hitters, that sets up the slider now. But if you can paint that outside corner, those left-handed hitters will be in tough. He missed a spot right there. You see Josh Tolle set up away. That ball was up and in on Ryan Howard.
The thing that's interesting, though, Howard doesn't know that.
So he thinks Aaron Luke just
trying to come inside.
And now you play that little chess match, the little head games back and forth. So Ryan Howard may be thinking, okay, he came in, now he's going to go slider away.
He does. He gets the strikeout. Tolley throws to first. Howard is out. Now there are 2 down.
Save during the Lawn and Garden Expert Sale, only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Aaron Luke gives up an RBI triple to Chase Utley, then strikes out Ryan Howard. He was assigned the 2 lefties. He got one of the 2 lefties. Marlon Byrd is the batter, so it'll be the youngster, Marcus Strowman, coming into the game. This will be his 3rd appearance of the season, his 3rd big league appearance, and he's going to try to cool off the red-hot Marlon Byrd, who has 2 more hits tonight. The Blue Jays lead it 7-3, 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Canada and Little League Canada, Guelph, Ontario, May 9th, 10th, and 11th at Royal Distributing Athletic Center. The instructors include Roberto Alomar, George Bell, Devon White, Lloyd Mosby, and Dwayne Ward. Visit BlueJays.com/Baseball Academy for more information. The Toronto Blue Jays are proud supporters of amateur baseball across Canada. Blue Jays do a great job with those clinics, and if you've not been able to attend one, make sure you sign up and check it out. Marcus Strowman into the ball game. Chase Utley's at 3rd base. A run in. Marlon Byrd has had another good night at the plate. He's 2 for 3.
Marcus Strowman doing a nice job so far. He came at the right time to really help this bullpen out. John Gibbons needed some help down in that bullpen. It was a time when those relievers were going through their struggles, and collectively they were all having their struggles at the same time.
Strowman delivers a first pitch strike.
Strowman's fastball will be around 94 miles per hour, slider and changeup. Interesting that he's coming out of the bullpen role now. Not so sure that he'll use all 3 pitches as much as he would as a starter.
Breaking ball pulled on the ground. Nice hop for Francisco. Strong arm in plenty of time. So the Phillies get a run here in the 7th. Strowman comes out to leave a base runner on. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. R.A. Dickey in line for the win. is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. The Ferry just checking in from Center Island. A.J. Burnett is finished for the night. Another rough outing for him here at Rogers Center. 6 innings, he gives up 9 hits, 3 home runs. In those 9 hits, he's charged with 6 earned runs, walked a couple, struck out 4 after 103 pitches. And Luis Garcia will take over. Those are his numbers from AAA. He was just added to the roster before this game tonight. Former Blue Jays Sean Kemp was sent outright to AAA. Garcia up from Lehigh Valley. Jose Reyes takes a first pitch strike. Reyes has had a productive night. He doubled and scored in the third, also had a stolen base, and then he was hit by a pitch, stole a base, and scored in the 5th. Hits this ball to left field. This ball's trouble. If it's fair, it's a foul ball. Reyes has got to be thinking, what do I have to do to get some hits? He's shaking his head. He's having some good at-bats and not much to show for it.
He is, and those are the frustrations. We talked about it last night when he hit that ball deep to right center. Thought he had a 2-run double. Instead, it went for a sacrifice fly. But, you know, we talked about him pressing a little bit. And you're looking for those numbers to increase. You don't want to look up there and see a 180 batting average. He needs knocks.
Hits this ball in the air. The shortstop Galvis makes the catch. Reyes pops out to start the bottom of the 7th. Melky Cabrera picked up a hit in his first at bat. Melky is second in the majors in hits. Paul Goldschmidt of the Diamondbacks has 52 hits. This is a bouncing ball to short. Galvis unloads quickly, and quickly there are 2 outs here in the 7th.
Melky's been about as consistent as they come from day one. He had a great spring training, and he's been doing it all throughout the month of April and continuing into May.
Jose Bautista has not reached base tonight. He has reached in all 34 games prior to this game tonight. But he has 2 RBIs. Big cut at that first pitch. He fouls it into the seats. Breaking ball just off the plate inside. Bautista had to get out of the way. They're trying to get that breaking ball down and away, and Garcia missed inside.
Talk about Garcia just being called up, probably a pitcher that Jose has not seen. You're not really sure what they throw. Kevin Seitzer would give him a good advance report on him.
There's where he wanted that slider on the previous pitch. He gets it there. So he's ahead 1-2, 2 outs, and this is probably the last time Bautista is going to have a chance to extend that streak of 34 straight games reaching first to start the season. Goes after that high slider. That's how you're supposed to hit a hanger right there.
He's just not been consistent at all with this slider. I credit the catcher, Will Nieves. He threw the bad slider that hung up and into Jose, but as a catcher, call it again. Make him make an adjustment, get that release point back out front. Threw a real good one, but then the third one was bad again, up and out of the zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Another high pitch fouled up into the upper deck. One thing that this Philly team knows is Blue Jays never get off the fastball. Up and down the order, they love to hit the fastball, and you can never sneak one by them. Breaking ball, Bautista will reach 35 straight games down to his possible last at bat. Delivers a 2-out single. 35 games he's reached base to start the season.
Well, it's a real good approach too. Looking fastball, adjusting to the off speed, and Jose waited him out right there, and he hung one more slider. And Jose was all over it, lining it into left field, keeping that streak alive. What an amazing feat here early in the season.
3 of the last 4 games he has come up with reaching base in his last at bat.
And this time down to his last strike.
Edwin Encarnacion, he's had another big night. The home run he hit in the second was his 200th career home run. And they continue to play Encarnacion to pull.
I don't think you'll see Edwin make an adjustment to his swing and try to go the other way here with the Blue Jays up 7-3 in the 7th inning. We saw Jose Bautista do it the other night in Philly, but it was a key situation of the game. He went the other way, moved Melky from first to third, and it led to the game-winning run, the sac fly from Juan Francisco.
Wow!
Why go the other way?
Forget about this one. 2 homers tonight for Double E. The Blue Jays have hit 4 home runs tonight. Edwin Encarnacion with a pair. When he gets hot, they come in bunches.
I don't think Edwin was thinking about the shift too much. He said, I'm going to hit it not just through the shift, but over the shift. An absolute no-doubter into the left field seats, and he just jumped all over this fastball from Garcia. A no-doubter.
We talked about Bautista and Encarnacion being a devastating 1-2 punch. There's a drive to center field. This ball's hit a ton and gone. Juan Francisco, his 5th.
Blue Jays are having some fun now. Juan Francisco got a fastball out over the plate as well, but he is staying on the ball so well right now. This is a fastball middle away, but of course it's elevated again by Garcia, but not trying to pull the ball, staying on it, and he just has tremendous power to center field and the other way.
The Blue Jays have hit 11 home runs in the 4 games against Philadelphia.
Adam Lynn looked like he was taken all the way there. Afraid he might get something inside maybe.
Lynn has one of the 5 home runs tonight. Breaking ball. Kyle Kendrick pitched against the Blue Jays on Monday night, and he fared well. He gave up a leadoff home run to Reyes, the only home run he allowed in his 7 innings. Then fouls it off. Cole Hamels gave up a pair of home runs on Tuesday. Encarnacion with a long home run. And Edwin just missed another home run in the 5th. Colby Rasmus hit a 2-run home run off Hamels on Tuesday night. And then the Blue Jays came home, hit 3 in the game last night. Part of their 11-hit attack that led to the 10-0 shutout. When they all get hot, it's tough to slow them down.
Is hitting contagious or what? This lineup has that ability, that potential to get hot like this, and starting pitching coming around too, and that's how they've put this streak together.
Your pitching holds the opponents at bay till the hitters can figure out what they're dealing with. And then you get into the bullpen, and that's where they really do some damage. Then pops it up. Galvis right near the bag at second, and the inning has come to the end. The Blue Jays score 3 more runs. Edwin Encarnacion, this is his second home run of the night. Back-to-back home runs. Encarnacion, Francisco. The Blue Jays have blown it wide open here in the 7th. Eighth inning. Blue Jays have taken a 10-3 lead. Dominic Brown takes the first pitch up and away from Marcus Strowman. Strowman came into the game with 2 outs in the 7th and got Marlon Byrd to ground out to end the inning. Dickey started. He's in line for the win. He had another strong start. 6 1/3, 7 hits, gave up 3 runs. Sharply hit, gets to the backhand. 1 down. Sportsnet.ca's MLB insiders cover every angle of the Toronto Blue Jays. Breaking news, photos, video, opinions, and tweets. One-stop shop for everything Blue Jays. The Blue Jays Rundown, only on Sportsnet.ca. 1 out here in the 8th. Will Nieves is the catcher. Cliff Lee was breezing along, matching Mark Burley pitch by pitch in last night's game, and then the roof caved in on him in the 7th. Edwin Encarnacion started it with a triple. Kratz hit a 2-run home run. Navarro singled, and then Francisco hit a 2-run home run. I asked John Gibbons today how he intends to use Marcus Strowman. He said, I'm going to use him in important situations. He said, I like his composure, I like his confidence, and I like his stuff.
And I think he showed that the other night in Philadelphia, bringing him into a difficult situation, but he feels that he's brought up here for a reason. It's to help out this bullpen, and he stepped up in a big way.
Little cutter right there off the end of the bat. There's Nieves chased. Strowman has what every good player has, the attitude that he's the best on the field.
Absolutely.
Breaking ball. He strikes out Nieves. And if you don't think you're the best, no one else will.
Marcus Strowman does not lack confidence out there. His mound presence, his demeanor is, I'm coming after you and I'm better than you. And he showed that the other night. His manager showed a lot of confidence in him, bringing him into that situation as a young kid, just beginning his major league debut, and he stepped up. And not only did he step up and prove that to his manager also, but he stepped up and helped that bullpen out, going through a struggling time.
You saw the pitching staff of the Phillies with Cy Young Award winner Cliff Lee, Cole Hamels. They all have that same attitude. They take the mound. They expect to beat you. And it's not a lack of respect by Strowman. He just has confidence in his own ability.
Well, he's talked about that his parents have instilled that in him. He's always had it. He went to college, and he said that was probably one of the best things he's ever done, was going to college, get his education, and helped him grow as a person on and off the field.
Marcus Strowman went to Duke, and he was a closer at Duke and was a closer for Team USA. Broken bat. Big hop for the second baseman Chris Getz, and another quick inning. Marcus Strowman retires the side in order in the 8th. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. The Blue Jays have a 10-3 lead. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Torn. Drive of the Game is brought to you by the 2014 Honda CR-V. Honda, proud to be the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Edwin Encarnacion got a fastball up and out over the plate from A.J. Burnett, trying to go away. You see that ball tail back over the plate, and he did not miss it. Edwin Encarnacion is heating up. We talked about the combination of Jose Bautista and Edwin at our open tonight, and he had a rough April, struggling trying to find his stroke, but he has found it. He's hot, and Jose Bautista now will benefit as well, not being pitched around as much.
Pinch hitter is Steve Tollison. Ben Revere has taken over defensively in center field, and with that, Tony Gwynn Jr. moves from center to right. Marlon Byrd is out of the game. Tollison is batting for Colby Rasmus. And it's interesting, and you hope there's nothing wrong with Rasmus. He homered tonight. Colby appears to be okay, still sitting on the bench. He and Lind have both homered tonight. Part of 5 home runs the Blue Jays have hit. There's a strike. It's 2-1. Jason Nix has taken over defensively at second base for Chase Utley. Tollefson started at second last night. Had a good night. Tollefson had a double. Had 2 doubles and a triple. First 2 doubles came off of Cliff Lee, and then he tripled a play that Tony Gwynn Jr. misplayed him right. Ball 4. Tollefson will make the leadoff walk. Start the 8th.
This could be a case too, Buck, of Steve Tollefson getting a little action in the outfield. He is the 4th outfielder on this club, and John Gibbons may be taking this opportunity to get him some reps out there for the 9th inning.
Josh Tolle, the catcher, singled, walked in, grounded out. The .405 batting average has indicated that Josh is off to a great start. Last year, his first season with the Blue Jays, possibly pressing a bit, trying to make a big impression. He's R.A. Dickey's catcher, and he has become more than that as he's been filling in for Deanna Navarro from time to time. Navarro says he's 100% now after battling that quad muscle problem. Tolle strikes out. R.A. Dickey is in line for his 3rd win of the season. He would improve his record to 3-3. He goes at 6 1/3, scatters 7 hits over those 6 1/3. 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. The 8 strikeouts and the pitch total are season highs for Dickey. Aaron Loop, now Marcus Strowman are into the game. Starting pitching has been consistent last time through the rotation.
It's been very good, and R.A. Dickey was able to make pitches when he had to tonight. He ran into some trouble on a couple of occasions, but he was able to make a pitch to get a batter out. And if you don't make pitches in those situations, that's when innings can erupt on you. And he did them at times when he had to get out of those innings. His club just scored a run, come back and have to shut them down, be able to get a strikeout of Dominic Brown. Got Chase Utley one time, and those are big pitches and big outs to get to stop innings.
0-2 on the ground. Nix kicks it. Beats it out. That'll be an error on the second baseman. Jason Nix just into the game defensively at second. Getz hit it hard to the glove side of the second baseman. Jason Nix could make a play on it. It's an error on Nix. So that'll turn the lineup over once again, and Reyes will come to the plate for his 5th plate appearance of the night.
That ball finds you when you get into the game. Jason Nix ranging to his left there. He was there to make the play, just went off his glove. He just missed the ball.
1 out. Bouncing ball. Nix gets another hot shot, throws to second. They get the lead runner. And Reyes reaches on the fielder's choice. Tollefson goes to 3rd. Getz is out 4-6 on the fielder's choice. Reyes is aboard. He's been on base 3 times tonight. The Blue Jays scored 10 runs last night. They have 10 runs again tonight. It's the first time they've scored double-digit runs in back-to-back games this season. It's the first time they've accomplished that since last May 12th through the 15th, when they had 3 in a row. They had a game at Fenway with double-digit runs, and then came home and played the Giants and had double-digit runs against San Francisco in 2 games. They've also hit 5 home runs. for the first time since July 26th last year, when they hit 5 against the Astros. They have beaten up on the Phillies pitching staff. They have 17 home runs in the month of May. That's 5 more than any club in baseball. There's a drive to center field. That's going to get down and go past Ben Revere. Thomason's in to score. Reyes being waved around third. Here's the throw to the plate. It is not in time. And Cabrera ends up at third. 12-3 Blue Jays.
These guys just do not quit. Luis Rivera waving Jose Reyes home. Melky Cabrera just absolutely crushed this ball past the center fielder Ben Revere, but you see him rounding second. The throw goes home. Melky, he doesn't care what the score is. I'm taking the extra 90 feet, aggressively going into third base. And this team right now knows one speed. They're firing on all cylinders. The lineup is firing. The pitchers are pitching. They are just where they want to be as a club, and it's a good feeling, especially the way things started earlier in the season with this lineup.
Melky Cabrera with 2 more hits tonight. He now has 16 multi-hit games. Jose Bautista not slacking off one bit. Bautista reached base with a 2-out, 2-strike single in the 7th. That extends his personal streak to 35 straight reaching base. Thought that might come a little bit sooner. Guys are taking big hacks, and Garcia said, you know what, don't get too comfortable.
Well, and again, it's not the first day this has happened. The Toronto Blue Jays have been beaten up on this Phillies pitchers, and it's about time somebody come inside on a Blue Jays hitter. Little too late.
The Phillies have gone through a rough stretch. They are looking at their 4th straight loss. Down and away. Philadelphia will fall to 15-18. They're in last place in the National League Central. Pitching coach Bob McClure on the phone to the bullpen. 3-1 to Bautista. Strike with a breaking ball. Edwin Encarnacion, 3 hits and 2 home runs tonight, including his 200th career homer in the 2nd. Bautista fouls it off at the plate. Edwin Encarnacion with 2 home runs now has 201 career home runs. He's 1 behind Jimmy Rollins of the Phillies, who has 202. Rollins is 33rd in the active home run leaderboard. Bautista strikes out. The 8th inning comes to an end. We'll go to the 9th. It's all Blue Jays. The Bats are coming alive. combo takes place Thursday, May 15th, when the Blue Jays take on the Cleveland Indians. Game time is 7:07 p.m. The combo includes one ticket to the game, a hot dog, nachos, popcorn, and peanuts, and an apple, plus a soft drink. Tickets start at $39, so call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234. Or log on to BlueJays.com and order your tickets for the Blue Jays Grand Slam Combo. The third reliever into the ball game tonight for the Blue Jays will be Esmail Rogers. Freddie Galvis takes the first pitch. Marcus Strowman retired all 4 batters he faced tonight. It's ball 2. Blue Jays defensively have made some changes. Jose Bautista moves from right to center. Rasmus is out. Steve Tollefson is in right field. And Galvis takes a 4-pitch walk. Now with a man at first and nobody out, time for a preview of Connected. Here's Ken Reed and Ivanka Osmak. Thank you, Ken. And Randy Carlisle with a contract extension. Great news for the Maple Leafs. Tony Gwynn Jr. lifts a high fly ball to center. Bautista is there. That's the first out of the ninth. Well, the Blue Jays building some momentum for the Angels. The Angels will be in town tomorrow night for the first of 4. Friday night, Garrett Richards against Dustin McGowan to open things up. The Blue Jays in line for their 5th straight win. That's their longest win streak since last June, when they put together that 11-game win streak. It'll be on Sportsnet 1, starting with the pregame show at 6:30 Eastern. Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn will set up the entire weekend against the Angels. Ball got away from Josh Thole, and Freddie Galvis moves to second. A wild pitch is charged to Esmail Rogers. He walked the leadoff man. Now he's throwing a wild pitch.
Yeah, this is not the approach coming into a 12-3 game. He was around the plate in that leadoff walk to Galvis, but a walk nonetheless, and now a slider in the dirt. It's a situation where you can come in and literally throw the ball right down the middle and see how far they can hit it. See if these hitters just get themselves out in a 12-3 ball game.
Upstairs, 3-1.
See Josh Thole giving him just a little calm down, settle down, feel that delivery. That's where a catcher can help out a little bit. Josh doesn't want to go out to the mound in a 12-3 ball game and have a chat with him, but just some hand signals to say bring it down a notch.
There it is, right down the middle. It's 3-2. Jimmy Rollins is 2 for 4 tonight. Drove in a run in the 5th and doubled and scored in the 7th. Ben Revere on deck. Came into the game as a defensive replacement. Rollins strikes out. Sure, he didn't expect to get a breaking ball. 3-2.
Well, it's a great pitch, but I don't understand why you were throwing a 3-2 breaking ball in a 12-3 ball game. As I said, just be aggressive with the fastball right here and try to get this inning over with. If that's ball 4 right there, if he does not swing, you got all kinds of issues with this game calling. But you saw Thole wanted to go with the fastball. He shook him off. So that's Esmail right there. And I'm sure at this point in the game, Josh Thole says, okay, if you want to throw it, here you go.
Ben Revere gets his first at bat of the night. He started in center last night. Had a single in 4 at-bats. This is pulled foul, and the Phillies are down to their final strike. Disappointing 4-game series for Philadelphia. They were shut out twice. 3-0 and 10-0. They lost in extra innings 6-5. And tonight they are down 12-3.
And the extra inning loss was really the backbreaker for the Phillies. They came back on the grand slam by Cody Ashley to tie it, but then to lose in extra innings really took the wind out of their sails and came in here to Toronto, and the Blue Jays have been just going to town since.
Upstairs with the fastball. It's 1-2. Cody Ashley had that big night, 4 for 4 with his first career grand slam. The Phillies scored 5 runs to tie it. Bautista had a pivotal hit in the 10th. Breaking ball. 2-2. Jose Reyes, a couple of stolen bases tonight. He scored 3 runs. And he can create havoc at the top of the order. 18,158 at Rogers Center. They watched 5 Blue Jay home runs. Another breaking ball, another foul. Melky Cabrera, another multi-hit game. 16 now for Cabrera. Edwin Encarnacion, a 2-homer night. Dustin McGowan will start the Angels series. There's a base hit to right. Steve Tollefson is in right field. The ball gets away from him, and a runner will come in to score. Freddie Galvis scores on the air by the right fielder. He had stopped at third. Revere gets a base hit, no RBI.
It was another breaking ball from Esmail Rogers, and Steve Tollefson just came up and clanked the ball off his glove. No reason for that. The runner was being held at third, and I'm sure Steve would be the first one to be kicking himself for that in a ball game like this.
So with Ryan Howard at the plate, Blue Jays will utilize that shift. And there goes Revere. He will go to second. Now he can go to third. There's nobody over at third. I'm surprised he stopped. He forgot about the shift. He just makes a turn and he'd have 2 bases. Now they'll give him third, as Reyes is going to concede third base. Revere will go to third, and Howard has driven this one to left. Cabrera back. This ball is gone. An opposite field 2-run home run for Ryan Howard. For Howard, that's his 7th home run of the season.
Shows the power of the big man, Ryan Howard. Gets that ball out over the plate and drives it to left field. Good fastball that time by Rogers, tailing away, but he just stayed on that ball, drove it over the left field wall.
So now it is 12-6. Jason Nix will bat for the first time, and he takes a strike. Nix entered the game at second base defensively. 0-2. Rogers strikes out Nix. That'll end the game. The Blue Jays have won 5 in a row. They're back over to 500.
Well, they're on a roll now. What happens when you get your hitting going along with your pitching, when they get working together, and that's what's happening with the Toronto Blue Jays right now. That's how you put win streaks together. Earlier in the season, the lineup was struggling a little bit. The pitching was up and down, but now the starters are going. The lineup is just hammering the baseball. That's 5 in a row for the Blue Jays.
R.A. Dickey's the winner. He's 3-3 on the season. We'll be back at it tomorrow night. The Angels are in town. Dustin McGowan will start things off. Stay tuned, connected on Eastern Ontario. More baseball. Giants and Dodgers, Western Pacific. Thanks for watching.